did you do to get yourself arrested?
Well, it all started when we went on a trip up to Bowen to the protesting camp there and spent 10 days up there. During that time we organised an action to lock on to the port, Abbott Point Coal Port,
which is on the coast 300 k's east of where the Galilee Basin is, which is the site being proposed for the 5 mega mines.
We spent a good few days organising it and making sure it was safe and we had everything mapped out. And yeah, I spent a few nights kind of thinking, am I really going to do this? And it was a pretty big decision in some ways, but then, you know, in turn, like, for what's happening, it's like a small price to pay to really get the message out there and do something that's going to be financially have a huge impact on Adani. So
we locked ourselves to a conveyor belt, underneath the conveyor belt at the Abbott Point coal facility. We did it as a statement against any new coal being produced.
And the Galilee Basin, there's a lot of farmers that rely on the groundwater around there, and if Adani goes ahead, then the government's going to give him unlimited access to groundwater, which will be devastating for the farmers.
Coal is Australia's biggest contribution to climate change because we burn coal for electricity and that creates carbon emissions, which causes climate change and the warming that's killing the reef and causing a whole lot of other tragic events across the country and the world. In this day and age, it's completely unnecessary. We've got renewable energy that can provide all our energy needs, so we just need to get that transition happening more quickly than it is.
So countries throughout Europe are using more than 50% renewable energy already, and the sun that we get in Australia has a lot more potential than the sun in Europe, so we have really no excuse for not harnessing this energy instead of coal-fired energy. And for us, Australia, as a supposedly advanced first world country, to be even considering doing something like this is outrageous.
Just a couple of weeks ago in the Torres Strait Islands, we saw pretty dramatic footage of the king tides flooding people's homes, and so that's an example of climate change affecting people now, and that's only going to get worse.
Big business and our leaders are risking our future for their profits, and that's unacceptable, and we as the people need to stand against that and let them know that they have no right to do that, and we won't accept it, and if they continue to try, then we as the people will shut them down.
From the Pacific Islands to the Great Barrier Reef, a lot of places around the world are suffering and will continue to suffer, and I think it's important to acknowledge that feeling, but not to stay in that feeling, to turn it into action, and there's a lot of ways that we can do that, and this lock-on was part of that for me.
Our action was completely non-violent and aimed to keep the focus on what's happening at Abbott Point as a part of a massive campaign nationwide to stop Adani and to stop the opening up of the Galilee Basin coal. So we can all contribute by keeping pressure on politicians, lobbying and supporting the frontline actions, and also, if possible, helping to fund the fines that are being imposed on people who've been taking action, non-violent direct action at the front line.
To see the fact that it has made a difference, all this pressure on the government and on Adani has been a follow-on effect where it's been a positive. The Queensland Labor government, Anastasia Palaszczuk, she vetoed a loan for Adani to build the railway line, but there was a company, Horizon, who was trying to get the same loan coming in the back door, basically. Horizon was going to apply for the same loan but has pulled out of even applying, which is awesome. So we're doing good things and, you know, it's all making a difference.
So for anyone that feels strongly about this issue, I would say look for a local group, look online. There's plenty of ways you can contribute on lots of different levels. There's, you know, from attending a rally or a protest right through to frontline action. There's something that everyone can do. And for me personally, it's been very empowering to actually take action.
Yeah, nonviolent direct action has created change and created the society that we have now, and a lot of the things that we take for granted, in like women's rights, in the civil rights movement, is because of nonviolent direct action, and in the environmental movement with the Franklin River Dam. So my inspiration really comes from those things, because that is how change happens.
We as consumers have a lot of power in where we choose to invest our money, what businesses we choose to support. Big business listens to one thing, and that's profit, and if people don't spend their money with dirty businesses and they choose clean options, then the money will be in the clean options and the businesses will change.
And really it's just about getting enough people, behind it, because essentially the politicians, they will do what people want because they want votes. So if enough people want that, then it'll become a thing,
Anyone has a lot more power than they think to take action in this matter by both your personal choices that you make in your day-to-day life, and also by getting involved with groups like climate action groups or Stop Adani groups, and spreading the awareness around and encouraging others to take action and getting community involved, which is a very supportive and good experience. And through all of these various actions you can feel empowered and we can make change.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Awesome.